What if everything you know about reality is an illusion? What if the world around you, the solid ground beneath your feet, the sky above, the very thoughts in your mind, are all part of a grand, interconnected web of existence, where time, space, and even consciousness are not what they seem? Throughout history, there have been whispers of a hidden truth, a reality that defies logic, where distant objects influence one another instantly, where parallel worlds might exist beside our own, and where the very fabric of the universe is shaped by unseen forces. Ancient mystics spoke of it, secret societies guarded its knowledge, and now, modern science has stumbled upon it. Quantum entanglement. But what does this truly mean? What shocking truths lie hidden within the paradoxes of quantum mechanics? And what if the ancient sages and secret orders of the past already knew this knowledge long before science could prove it? This is the story of the scientist who exposed reality and the terrifying truth about quantum entanglement and parallel universes. Long before modern science even had a name for it, the ancient world spoke of a hidden order within reality, a secret structure that bound all things together. The Hermeticists of Egypt, the Vedic sages of India, the Taoist mystics of China, they all believed that the universe was not just matter and energy, but a grand, interconnected web of forces unseen by the naked eye. The ancients described it in their own ways: the Akashic field, the world soul, the great chain of being. But modern science has its own term: quantum entanglement. And what these mystics once intuited, scientists are now proving. In 1935, Albert Einstein scoffed at the very idea. To him, the thought that two particles, separated by vast cosmic distances, could somehow be entangled, influencing each other instantaneously, was absurd. It was a paradox, an impossibility, an affront to everything classical physics stood for. And yet, decades later, experiments would confirm the impossible. In the 1960s, physicist John Bell devised a test, an experiment that would challenge reality itself. When it was conducted, the results sent shockwaves through the scientific world. Two particles, light years apart, were not separate at all. They were connected, bound together in a way that defied space and time. The implications were staggering. If entanglement was real, what else might be possible? Were the ancient texts correct all along? Could thoughts, emotions, even consciousness itself, be entangled across time and space? And if so, what does that mean for the reality we think we know? But this is only the beginning, because the deeper we go, the stranger it gets. If quantum entanglement is real, then what about parallel universes? Two particles, separated by cosmic distances, and yet they move as one. When one spins, the other follows. When one shifts, the other changes, instantaneously. This is quantum entanglement, a phenomenon so strange, so utterly beyond the grasp of classical physics, that even Einstein himself called it spooky action at a distance. But what if this spookiness is not an anomaly, but a glimpse into the very fabric of reality itself? Modern science tells us that everything is made of quantum particles. You, me, the screen you're watching, the stars above, all of it is composed of these tiny, flickering mysteries. And if even a handful of them can be entangled, what about entire systems? What about entire worlds? Enter the many worlds interpretation, a theory so staggering in its implications that it shatters the very notion of a singular, stable reality. It suggests that every quantum event, every choice, every possibility, does not simply resolve into one outcome. Instead, reality splits, fragments, branches into countless parallel versions of itself. Right now, in another version of reality, you didn't click on this video. In another, you're watching it, but in a different language, and in yet another, you never existed at all. If an electron can be in two places at once, why not a person? Why not an entire universe? The evidence is unsettling, but it's there. Scientists have already observed quantum superpositions, particles existing in multiple states at the same time. And if that applies to the microscopic world, what's stopping it from applying to the macroscopic, to us? There have been accounts, people who swear that their reality has shifted, tiny details that don't match, memories that don't align with the world around them. Some call it the Mandela effect. Others call it something far stranger. But what if entanglement isn't just happening between particles? What if it's happening between entire dimensions? What if right now something or someone is watching us from the other side? What if parallel universes aren't just a theory, but a tangible, testable reality? Some of the brightest minds in quantum physics believe we are on the verge of proving it. Experiments in quantum mechanics have already suggested that particles can exist in multiple states at once until they are observed. But what if observation doesn't just collapse probability, but selects which reality we experience? Researchers at institutions like CERN and MIT have uncovered anomalies that suggest reality is far more unstable than we once believed. Quantum tunneling allows particles to vanish and reappear elsewhere, almost as if they are slipping between different layers of existence. Some theorists speculate that consciousness itself may play a role in shaping which version of reality we perceive. Have you ever felt it? That eerie sensation that something is off, a memory that doesn't align with the world around you, a street that seems different, a childhood toy that no longer exists, a piece of history rewritten. Could it be that we are constantly slipping between parallel realities without even realizing it? Some dismiss it as misremembering. Others are not so sure. The Mandela effect, a phenomenon where large groups of people recall the same events incorrectly, has led many to question whether our collective memory is being tampered with, or whether we are shifting between realities where the past itself is rewritten. But what if it's not just random? What if something, or someone, is orchestrating these shifts? Some researchers believe that powerful organizations are already conducting classified experiments on quantum consciousness, manipulating reality at will. Could secretive quantum projects be rewriting the world around us? If consciousness truly shapes reality, what happens if someone else takes control? So, what is reality? Is it the solid, unchanging world we think we know? Or is it a shifting mirage, a fluid illusion shaped by forces beyond our understanding? Quantum mechanics has cracked open a door that was once sealed shut, a door that reveals a universe far stranger than we ever imagined. The ancients spoke of a veil between worlds, of hidden realms that only the enlightened could glimpse. Were they merely telling myths, or did they know? Could their teachings hold the key to unlocking the nature of our existence? Science and spirituality, once seen as rivals, are converging in ways we never expected. What was once dismissed as mysticism is now being studied in laboratories. And if the mind can shape reality, if we are the architects of our own universe, then what happens when we finally gain control over the worlds we create? Perhaps at this very moment, you are not where you think you are. Perhaps the you that started this video is not the you who is finishing it. But then again, maybe you were never supposed to know.